In 2004, if you aren't familiar with the lyrics of the song Kenyan Girl, Kenyan Boy by the hip-hop and reggae group Necessary Noize, you are either too young to grasp music, too old, or secular music was banned from your home.
Hii track inaenda kwa wazi wote wa ma3.
It was a national anthem on all local radio and TV stations, and that show the beat did it justice. In this video, we'll discuss the impact Necessary Noize had on the hip-hop and reggae culture in Kenya. But before we delve deeper, please hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. We'd also like to give a shout out to Zubri Jabi and all our devoted supporters who requested this video. Now, let's get started. First things first, Necessary Noize originally had 3 members: Wyre, born Kevin Wyre, Nazizi, whose real name is Nazizi Hirji, and Bam Ziggy, born Harrison Munio. You guys know me, I'm a big fan of Bam Ziggy. If you didn't know before, well, now you know. Bam Ziggy faced tough times when he fell into drug abuse, but that's a story for another day. So how did they meet? Nazizi and Wyre crossed paths at Audio Vault Studios, now known as Blue Zebra. Wyre was an intern there, and Nazizi was an up-and-coming artist who had just released her breakthrough song Nataka Kuwa Famous. Spending a lot of time together, the two decided to work together. They began working on a song called Clang Clang, but before its release, their producer at that time, the legendary Ted Josiah, suggested that the song needed an English rapper. That's when Nazizi brought in Bam Ziggy, her childhood friend, and that's how the original Necessary Noize was formed.
I met Wyre outside the studio, so we used to go to Ted Josiah's studio, and because Ted was a very famous producer, he never had time for us at that time. A lot of artists used to come, and then we used to be told by the guard, ngojeni hapo nje. So that's where I met Wyre. Tukingoja hapo nje, like you come today, like, is Ted gonna get us allowed to see us today? Then it wouldn't be today. But he wouldn't give up and I wouldn't give up. So we'd always meet outside the studio.
Ted started working on the beat for Clang Clang. So at some point in the song, Ted was like, you know what, we need English rapper on this tune. And that's when Naz was like, you know what, there's this guy I know from my childhood days called Bamzi. So she brought him to the studio. He did his buzz for Ted. Ted was like, you know, that's the vibe we're missing. He jumped on the song. And that's how we came up with Clang Clang.
They officially released their first single as a trio, Clang Clang, in 2001, and it was an instant hit.
The African Superman, the rap messiah, bound to take you higher, cause phenomenons. Bless Nairobi like when Jesus blessed Babylon.
It was just the beginning for the group, as their second single, La Dida, featuring Jerry Dubis, now known as Abbas Kubaf, was even bigger. After the release of La Dida, the name Necessary Noize was on everyone's lips. To capitalize on the popularity gained with the two songs, the group released their self-titled debut album in the same year, 2001. In addition to Clang Clang and La Dida, other tracks I really enjoyed on that album were The Noize, featuring the late Zimbabwean rapper Mischief.
Umecheki lyrics niki bring ding 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 utadhani niko ndani ya boxing ring first round knockout
and Nataka Toa remix featuring Nyota Ndogo. The original version of Nataka Toa is by Nyota Ndogo. Fast forward to 2004 and Necessary Noize remains the hottest hip-hop and reggae group in the country. This is the year they began working on their second album, Necessary Noize 2. Midway through the project, Bam Ziggy had to leave as his parents compelled him to travel to Malaysia to complete his studies. Nazizi and Wyre continue with the project.
So we started working on it as 3 of us, but halfway through, I think Bamzi's folks were like, no, I think you need to go and clear your studies. So Bumsy came to us and talked to us as a team, and he was like, you know what, guys, I don't want to be the one responsible to stall the project.
Yeah.
So I'll need to go and clear my studies. And we were cool. You know what I mean? We understood. We were like, man, do your thing. Myself and Naz will continue with the unit. So it was very amicable. There was a lot of rumors that there was beef, you know.
Yeah.
Guys expected diss tracks coming out, but nah, it wasn't that.
The album will be released in the same year 2004 with some regional bangers like Bless My Room. And Kenyan Girl, Kenyan Boy. The story behind the hit Kenyan Girl, Kenyan Boy is quite amusing. It was the last song they created, as they simply needed to fill the album, so they spent the least amount of time making it compared to any other track on that album.
That song was not going to be on the album.
The song turned out to be their biggest hit ever, leading them to rename the album from just Necessary Noize 2 to Necessary Noize 2 Kenyan Girl, Kenyan Boy. Bless My Room and Kenyan Girl, Kenyan Boy are the two most talked about songs on the album, yet it is filled with underrated gems. It includes tracks like Msenangu,
Niambie, ningekuwa kiwete J, ungenibeba, ningekuwa kipofu bado ungenipenda, bado nyumba ya gorofa ungeijenga.
and Siku Nikifa featuring Eid Aziz.
Wanikumbuke wote marafiki adui, siku nikifa maisha yangu ikiisha, mama ano kuwa utasikitika.
Oh, I forgot to mention Tension featuring Tanzanian rapper J Mo, which happens to be one of my all-time favorite songs by Necessary Noize, is also on that album.
Me write a letter to a girl, telling her how much I love her in a mirror. Me saying 17 weeks me await, not a word from her, not even a phone call.
Many hardcore Necessary Noize fans like myself would argue that this album was their best project ever.
Kenyan Boy album, that's one album I have no regrets for ever working on. That's one album that put both me and Naz in a good place as it made us household names. Let me just say that.
Necessary Noize went crazy between 2004 and 2008. More shows, more interviews, more features, and speaking of features, these two songs I'm about to mention are fire, bro. Hip Hop Alisi by Uko Flani featuring Nazizi.
Tafadhali expect first lady kwa beat kama hii, ikiprom kama street zana e.
And Chapa remix by Abbas Kuba featuring Kenya All Star. During this period, they won numerous awards, from Best Group, Best Videos, Best Reggae Group. They practically swept the awards every year in their prime. Nazizi even won the Best Female Artist Award for 8 years in a row. That's truly remarkable.
We won so many awards. Sima, we won like 3 awards. Chagu, I remember we had like 5 awards. We were holding them like this.
Another highlight, I think, for me was winning so many awards. You know, I won Female Artist of the Year at Chago Latinis like 8 years in a row.
Also in their prime, Necessary Noize teamed up with the legendary Ugandan dancehall artist Bebe Cool to form the East African Bashment Crew.
East African Bashment Crew,
Yeah,
probably East Africa's biggest collaboration.
This is the group that gave us hits like Fire Anthem, arguably their best project ever.
Baby know them fire, like it, you know them fire, like it, you know we fire.
Kube, which I believe is their most underrated song.
Pretty gal around you, why just go back?
And Combination featuring Peter Miles and Mesha.
If you love the combination, let me hear a lot of gal, let me scream.
Combination is my favorite from the trio. Despite the group consistently delivering hits, it abruptly came to an end due to logistical challenges. Working together continuously became difficult since Wyre and Nazizi were in Kenya while Bebe Cool was in Uganda.
1, Bebe is in Uganda. 2, all 3 of us are strong individual artists with busy solo careers. So at times, logistically, it hasn't been that easy to continue with some projects.
Wyre and Nazizi kept releasing music as Necessary Noize, whereas Bebe Cool pursued a solo career. It became evident that the shine of Necessary Noize was diminishing. The industry underwent changes, and emerging artists such as DNA, Major P Unit, and others dominated the scene in the mid to late 2000s. 2000s, posing challenges for the veteran artists. Not long after, they parted ways to pursue individual projects. Nazizi in particular took a long break from music to care for her firstborn son Tafari. The passing of her younger brother Feroz had a profound impact on her musical journey as well, as he was her primary source of motivation.
And so he used to push me, and used to really believe in my music, maybe even more than I did. So when he passed, it was not just about losing a brother, it was losing my everything. Like, I wasn't even motivated to go to the studio to record music anymore.
On the flip side, Wyre continued to explore his R&B, reggae and dancehall roots, collaborating with some of the biggest names on the continent and internationally, especially Jamaican stars. In 2011, he collaborated with Cecile on the remix of She Say That. Remember that Wyre and Cecile concert in Nairobi back in 2011? It was epic. They practically shut everything down. Unfortunately, I was at boarding school during that time, so attending was out of the question. I still regret not being there to this day. He later teamed up with Alaine in 2013 for the hit song Nakupenda Pia, arguably his biggest hit to date. The song is among the first Kenyan songs to surpass 1 million views on YouTube. In addition to those collaborations, he also worked on songs with Morgan Heritage, P Squared, Tubaba, formerly known as Two-Face Idibia, and many others. But I don't want to shift away from Necessary Noize as a group in this video. Speaking of groups, they eventually reunited in 2022 and even teased us with the promise of an EP. Unfortunately, the anticipated EP never saw the light of day. Nevertheless, in that same year, they treated us to a song titled Reality, which in my opinion was alright. Interestingly, they featured Nazizi husband Adam as the video vixen. In December 2023, they collaborated with Gillard and Johnny Scani for the song Champion. On December 27, 2023, Wyre shared the heartbreaking news on his social media accounts that Nazizi's youngest son, Jazil, had passed away on the 25th of the same month while the family was on holiday in Tanzania. It's a long post, so if you want the full story, please visit Wyre's Instagram page. Nazizi is currently involved in so many things besides music. She is a businesswoman and also focuses on her family. In 2020, she tried her hand at radio, but quit after 3 years. Wyre is still actively involved in music, but most of his work is in production. Additionally, he manages his record label and studio, Love Child Records. While the group is no longer active, their impact on the East African music scene is undeniable. Necessary Noize is arguably the most dominant East African hip-hop, reggae and dancehall group to have ever existed. Shout out to Necessary Noize for all they have accomplished in the music industry. Share your memories of Necessary Noize and tell us if you believe they should release more music. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to follow us on TikTok and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. Your support means the world to us. Stay safe and we will see you in our next upload. Bless.
Yeah, man, big up on yourself. Thank you so much for tuning in on the baddest show.
First Fast Gossips 254.
We'll see you next time. Blessed love.